How you going, guys? My name's Charlie. I'm an alcoholic and an addict, and I'm sober today through the grace of my higher power and the 12 steps of recovery. Now, I'm here today to talk about the 3 biggest factors that were crucial for me to go through in my sobriety, and that a lot of people tend to find can be difficult in sobriety. Now, the first one is when you withdraw from drugs and alcohol, you're going to notice some obvious changes. Now, in my experience, what I found was that I was really depressed, I was anxious, I was blue, I was down a lot of the time, because when you think about it in a scientific sense, alcohol and drugs, they're a stimulant. I mean, alcohol is also a depressive, but when you're using it to self-medicate, it lights up that part of your brain and it makes you feel good. So of course you're going to chase that feeling. And once you take that entity out, it's going to leave a bit of an effect on you, feeling a little bit lost. Some people have even reported to just, nausea, sickness, headaches, migraines, all the withdrawal stuff. Now, I'm here to tell you this is completely normal, and you will not find many sober alcoholics and sober drug addicts that will tell you different. Most people have gone through this, and you can too. Now, how I dealt with this first thing, being down in the dumps, depressed and anxious, is I threw myself into physical exercise. Do whatever you feel is best for you. Now, whether that be, writing, listening to music, dancing, exercise, running, walking, going for a drive even, has helped me a lot. Anything that you feel is best for you. Now, this is the outside stuff that you can find. I would highly recommend getting involved in your local sobriety groups. I'm not going to mention them due to the traditions, but the anonymity policy. But there are groups of sober people that you can find. They're pretty close to the front of the phone book, as Craig Ferguson says. And I would tend to weigh both factors up. Physical exercise is crucial. Meditation, yoga, maybe, it depends what you're into, and a lot of meetings. Now, the second thing that I found, and I know that a lot of people talk about, is called the honeymoon phase. Now, the honeymoon phase is where you withdraw from alcohol, you withdraw from drugs, whatever your addiction is. And by the way, I'm not honing in just on drugs and alcohol. I'm also talking about sex, food, television, anything. So if you withdraw, your body gives you a reward. It's almost like this euphoric award, which is like you're doing well. It's almost like the mental pat on the back in a way, which rewards you for doing the right thing. So this is what we call the honeymoon phase. Now, I'm going to burst your bubble. The honeymoon phase doesn't last. It will be over pretty much as soon as it begins. And that's what it tends to be, a sign of relapse, which I'll get into in the third aspect of the 3 struggles. This tends to be the point where people go, I've got it. I'm never drinking again. I'm never using again. I'm never having casual sex again. I'm never binge eating again. All the things that addicts and alcoholics say when they're in that honeymoon phase of sobriety. Now, when this ends, it's normal, okay? That's, if sobriety was easy, everyone would be doing it. Every addict and alcoholic would be doing the program and throwing themselves right into recovery. But when the honeymoon phase is over, it also makes you kind of go, well, is this it? Like, is that the best it's going to get? The answer is no. The longer you stay sober and the longer you stay abstinent from whatever it is, drugs, alcohol, sex, TV, food, whatever, pornography even, it will gradually get better. You have to put the work in though. Like I said, go and find your nearest sobriety group. Keep doing things that are good for you. Exercise, meditation saved my frigging life. It was amazing. I loved you know, I loved using and I loved alcohol, and once those were out of the picture, I also had to substitute them. And that's also that other part is swapping a bad addiction or numbers of bad addictions, however many addictions you have that you are trying to distance yourself from and remove yourself from, substitute it with good things, with healthy things, with things that will help your inner peace, your confidence, your self-esteem, your mind is crucial. I cannot stress this enough. Signs of relapse. Now this is one of the factors that I cannot stress enough. The signs of relapse, there are usually 10, but I'm gonna break it down to what I found in my personal experience. Now, the further and further away that I get from meetings, you know, doing the next right thing, doing the program, you know, handing my will and my life over every day, that's when I start getting what I would call itchy and scratchy, which is when you're kind of going, what's the point? I hate this, I hate that, I don't want to be here, I don't want to do, and then a lot of people, and what I found is the last time that I relapsed was that build up of missing, you know, missing things, isolating, missing meetings, just isolating, basically distancing myself from real life. And that is part of sobriety, is learning how to live in the real world. Now, will everyone get this, you know, roadblock? Probably. There are some that have I've heard people say, I've never had the desire to pick up a drink or pick up a drug again. But those people are usually the ones who haven't done their recovery very thoroughly. And with that being said, there are also people who have done their recovery really thoroughly and have also never found that they've wanted to pick up a drink or a drug because they've been so broken when they've come in. This does not make you a bad person. This does not make you any less of an addict or an alcoholic. This is just normal. And I've found that my signs of relapse are, isolating, missing meetings, not doing the right thing, and, you know, sleeping in, laying off physical exercise, not doing meditation, and just going back into old behaviors. Now, what I would suggest is I would load up on literature, sobriety literature, recovery literature, and I would throw yourself into that work. Now, the longer you practice what it says in the literature, the more natural it will get. As it's all about practice. It's like riding a bike. It's like a little kid riding a bike. So, you know, you learn, you take the training wheels off. Taking the training wheels off in sobriety is it's almost like you release you don't have to practice it as much anymore. It's kind of just muscle memory. So the more you get into good habits, the less the bad habits will, you know, happen, and the bad habits will slip away. I hope you enjoyed the video today. You might notice I got a bit of a haircut. That's another part of sobriety. Don't shave your head. Do not make any drastic decisions in the first 12 months of sobriety. I look ridiculous, and I'm a lot colder, but hey, I'm sober. And this has been my second video. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It would be much appreciated. Thanks, guys. Cheers.